Oh, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna be a little bit more half zoned out here. So make sure if you know anybody else in the Wolfden and you're close with, or you might have a relationship with, or you're working together, or anything like that. Make sure they see this before it comes down. I might get too lazy and not take it down. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to say. So sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, ooh, I probably shouldn't leave that archived for various different reasons. So this is Wolfden only. I'm going to go far more in depth with the Guardian tier about this, because this is really where like being a Guardian is going to create an exponential impact. And the reason I'm keeping it with Guardians is like a majority of people in the Wolfden or otherwise, you got to understand that like there has to be a way to discern competence, and we use the tier system. That's not to say that if you're not in the Guardian that you're not competent. It's just that we cannot put stuff out there and let people wreck themselves, misinterpret it, take a lot of risks in people misinterpreting things, or throwing blame around, or getting wrecked and pointing fingers and all that stuff. So the Guardian tier is really like, here's what's coming. I'm a little bit more speculative. Again, not making promises, but I say, hey, this is what I see. This is how you get positioned early, yada, yada, yada. So our Guardians typically have an unfair advantage over the entire market, not just like in the Wolfden. The Wolfden's pretty stable because we have the base case. But Guardians will get, private sales and inside baseball and stuff that I can only fire off really quick. Here's the thing about Guardian and Direwolf is like a lot of the market. I'll give you an example. There was a flash crash on Bunny months ago, and Kevin dropped on a voice chat, and he goes, "Flash crash on Bunny," and only the people that knew exactly what that meant and what to do would benefit. So he dropped on voice, said, "Flash crash on Bunny," boom. I made a ton of money off of that, right? But putting that in a public tier, it's just going to create this huge backlash of support and confusion 3 days later. So flash crash is something that you probably want to jump on in like 3 to 10 minutes, right? So 2 days later, somebody sees the post and goes and buys Bunny, and then they get wrecked. Like, so just understand it. It's the speed of like, as a Guardian tier, and especially a Direwolf tier, I need to know that I can say, I'll just post a contract address. I've done this before. I was like the third holder in SBE Com and like the 10th holder in MMA Com. I need to be able to drop a contract address. I won't even tell you if it's Ethereum or BSC because it's fast, right? So I drop a contract address, and I think a bunch of people made money on both of those, or they should have. Some people probably held too long. I got a quick like 7 to 10x put through in 1 ETH, pulled out like 7 ETH, done in minutes, right? But it's a very high speed, know what you're doing, know your way around, and that's stuff that we just cannot drop publicly. If I just drop a contract address, it's, what is this? What is the contract announced? Where's the Telegram group? Is this Ethereum or Binance or Phantom? And like that defeats the purpose. These are not well thought out strategy. These are not base case. So that we actually have a lot of that in Direwolf from time to time. We haven't lately. But when the market provides it, I capitalize on it and I share it. What cannot happen is I share it, and then our whole entire team gets bogged down. None of them can benefit from being on the right side because, no, is it Ethereum? Is it Binance? Like, we can't answer those questions. If by the time we answer those questions, we all miss the opportunity. So just understand that there's the Guardian, Direwolf, the tier system is... The tier system is it's speed, it's competence, it's proximity. It's not to hold your hand more. It's as you go up the ecosystem, you don't need hand holding, which means you get more opportunity. Okay, so just understand that discrepancy there and why it exists. It's not so much paying for an unfair advantage, which it is, but it's also, I have proven that I belong here. Here's my sacrifice. I don't need my hand held. That allows us to move fast and just do random shit. And we lose money and we make money and we do all that together. But there's no complaining. There's no pulling the team down. I will not build anything where the higher you go, the slower we move. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's how most organizations are built. But this is DeFi. We make our own rules. You come up into Guardian, you come up into even Alpha Wolf, Wolfpack Leader, you come up into Guardian. It's going to get faster and faster and faster, and you're going to get less and less support from me, right? Because I'm not going to go, here's a 100x opportunity, go now. Now let me make 15 tutorials on how to get set up. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, all right, back on track here. Sorry, I had a small distraction. So, here's the Wolfden only. We got night and we got dark night. This is the primary focus because this makes the world go round. Guardian is going to take care of itself. We got a ton of cash coming to Guardian. Wolfies, it's a feedback loop. As long as people want in the Wolfden, Wolfie's going to take care of itself. So that leaves a focus on night and dark night. And here's what's happening is we're getting more farms, we're getting more pools, we're getting registered as a DEX on DEX tools and CoinMarketCap and all this stuff. That's going to take time. Our plan here, this is tentative. If anybody goes, I thought I was promised this, then you missed the point. I will stop sharing anything with you guys because all of this stuff is always in motion based on what is best given the circumstances. You see this right here. We'll probably hold this at about 60 cents. Now, yesterday BSC didn't work. Nothing worked. So I don't even think we bought back, but probably hold this about 60 cents. Maybe even let it drop down to 50 cents. The main reason being it doesn't make any sense for us to put all of our resources into buying back, right, and just providing exits for people that don't understand how this works. All right, so we kind of got to let all the impatient people out in a controlled way. It doesn't hurt anybody here because I talked about token emissions, right? All these pools are programmed to spit out the same number of tokens based on number of tokens you have. So cheaper night is actually better. And me personally, under 60 cents, knowing that that's the line that we're probably going to hold, under 60 cents is a buy. I will buy night. I don't buy secondary assets if they're overpriced because I can yield them. So just understand that anything under 60 cents is a fair buy. Personally, my opinion, we'll probably push to hold this at $1, the floor at $1. But we need enough, we need listings on that stuff. So just know I would expect night to hold the floor of $1 relatively soon. So anything under that, it's probably a fair buy, under 60 cents for sure. Dark night is the same way. Dark night will probably hold, we're not even trying to hold this. There's no reason. The main reason being right now there's no raids, right? So the only thing people can do is they can know how Dark Knight works and they can accumulate more of it, which would be a very smart way to keep time and randomness on your side. But for those that don't know how it works, what they're going to do is they're going to sell it, and we're just going to let them. We're above pre-sale. There's no reason not to let them sell. And as soon as we have more raids and more farms, which is coming this weekend, maybe Monday, we're going to start. We have plenty of capital to start buying this back and printing higher floors. So it would be wise, in my opinion, to just accumulate as much of this as possible, even if you just compound it. Selling night or selling dark night is probably not a wise decision right now. Of course, I'm biased, and you do whatever you want. But it would be silly to be selling off either of these, in my opinion. Again, I have the unfair advantage of knowing what's coming. I'm sharing it with you. Do whatever you want with that information. So I would potentially make small buys here. You don't have to make a ton of small buys here because I think these these APRs are still pretty insane. So you could get a ton of night. You want to sell it off, that's fine. Here's the thing. You have an opportunity right now, okay, to buy this at 35 cents or yield it at 900%, okay? Now, when this is $1, right, and these APRs are down in the hundreds, as they should be, if you have a fuck ton of night, you will print wealth at that point. If you do not, you're going to have a much harder time accumulating it because the APR is lower and it's more expensive. So you have been warned. You want a golden goose. Accumulate as much night and dark night as possible, right? Do not take apart your guard BUSD. That would be silly. If you really want to, that's fine. But in the short term, as long as this is over, I don't know, like 400, right? Right here, this night BNBLP. If this is over, really, if it's over 300, and if this stays high, it's not a bad idea to buy night and dark night to get more faster. On dark night, you probably don't have to because you can yield it so much. Just fucking drop it in the pool and get more. This is an opportunity that the Wolfden has that nobody else knows about. Right? There's people in here and they have no idea where it's going, how to use the token, or anything. So I'm just sharing this opportunity with you. I don't want to hear about it 2 or 3, 4 months from now when night and dark night are sitting over $1. These APRs are back within reason. They'll be probably 100% or more, which is plenty for base case, right? But now it costs twice as much to buy it, and you're yielding 1/5 as much. It's going to be much, much harder to accumulate the assets that you need to print your wealth. Of course, if you already have everything you need for solvable problem, you're groovy. Do whatever you want. So Guard BUSD is going to cruise. That's going to be just fine. We got a ton of capital coming into Guard BUSD, so I don't even care about marketing it. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I'll leave this up for a little bit. Just know this is an opportunity to accumulate a golden goose, a massive golden goose. If you're worried about the price of either one of these things, you don't understand the base case, you don't quite understand how a DEX token works, yada, yada, yada. All right? So that's what's coming. We will hold the floor. If any of you ever demand that we buy back so that you can feel better about your portfolio, I will just stop buybacks altogether. That's the most ridiculous. I see it in other groups. We've never had it because I've always had this stance. Nobody should ever manipulate a market for any individual holder's benefit. So sit around and go, when buyback? Like, we're going to do what's best for the project at all times. And we will never announce a buyback. We sometimes announce buybacks on Wolfies, but we haven't had to do one. Right? Because demanding a buyback means you don't understand token emissions, or you do understand token emissions, but you're trying to sell. Telling an entire project to use its resources right now to give you the exit that you want when you want it is ridiculous. It's not going to happen. I will stop sharing anything like this if anybody ever tries to use it to their own benefit. Let me back up. This is so that you can use it for your own benefit responsibly. If you ever demand that anybody else act in a way that benefits you, I will stop sharing. Cool. Appreciate you guys. That's what I wanted to share. Just show you, wow, what a great opportunity right now. What a great opportunity to accumulate and really build a golden goose. And it's not obvious because this price is slowly trickling down, but of course it is. What is there to do with Dark Knight, right? There's nothing. There will be, and that's what we know that the rest of the market probably doesn't. So given the fact that all you can do with Dark Knight is compound it or put it in a pool or sell it, then yeah, we expect some sells. But if you know what's going on, we said from the very beginning, Dark Knight is not our base case for a reason. The only point of Dark Knight right now for the Wolfden is to accumulate as many assets on Phantom as possible so that when this ecosystem gets built and it rips, they are sitting very, very pretty with a lot of assets on Phantom that a lot of people don't have because they're not on Phantom yet. So there's your head start for the whole entire Wolfden. Guardians will do more Guardian-only videos as time goes on. Obviously, the more this ecosystem gets built, the more we really have to do Guardian-only. So you guys know what's coming. You know how to protect the project, and you can also get a leg up on the rest of the market. Cool. Nice long pause because there's a delay. I don't want to cut off anything I was just saying. And that's it. So again, I can see the delay. The delay is 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That's quite the delay. I just realized that most of the time I cut off these videos and I'm not even done. Like, I'm done talking, but the stream cuts off when I push the button. So like the last 2 minutes of my my spiel was cut off. All right, appreciate you guys.